I'm Mallory, and this is my African vacation iMovie. This is my view from my airplane as I land in Cape Town. It is very beautiful. My first stop was the Castle of Good Hope. It was built in the 17th century and is a bastion fort and made a historical monument in 1936. My second stop is Camps Bay. This place is known for its white sand and famous seafood restaurants along the bay. Next, I took a ride on the amazing aerial cable. I went all the way to the top to find myself on Table Mountain. The view was more amazing in person. I decided to leave the group and go out on my own. I visited the Two Oceans Aquarium and had close encounters with marine life. First, I saw blue jellyfish. I also saw penguins. They had turtles there, and they also had stingrays and some frogs. I had left Cape Town and decided next to visit the Kalahari Desert. There I visited the Kgalagadi Transfrontier. Did you know that the total area of the park is 38,000 square kilometers? Next, I was off to CHOBE National Park. I've always wanted to go on safari, and that was my chance. I saw many different animals there. First off, I learned that hippos have a lifespan of 40 to 50 years. Secondly, I saw antelope. A group of them is called a herd. Also, large birds can pick up small antelope and carry them away. I also saw elephants. I learned they only live 18 to 22 months. I also saw giraffes. They are the tallest living mammal on Earth. On the tour, we learned they chew bark off branches when they are stressed. I learned something new about zebras. They all have black and white stripes, but they are all unique to themselves. I also saw lions too. I learned the population has decreased 43% since the 1990s. Next stop was Victoria Falls. There I did whitewater rafting and tried out the Devil's Swimming Pool. The water flows through 5 different countries. It flows through Zambia, Angola, Namibia, and Botswana. Next, I visited KIBALE Forest National Park. I learned so much about the wildlife there. I mostly saw chimpanzees there. The common chimp lives up to 50 years, and the common weight of a chimp is 88 to 130 pounds. I had seen so much animal life, so I decided to see some urban African life. I was surprised by what I had seen. I saw wealthy areas and also some poorness areas. I had journeyed into one of the poorest villages and looked around with wide eyes. It was terrible there. Everyone lived in horrible conditions. The poorest areas were terrible. The streets were littered with trash, and tiny buildings were pressed close together. Every day, it seemed like battling for survival, and drug and alcohol addiction is very popular. I then arrived in a wealthy part of the city. It looked like I stepped into a new land. The two most exclusive neighborhoods in Nairobi are Karen and Langata. These places allow residents modern living styles and is a very popular place with the wealthy. I then did something people were telling me was very dangerous. I had seen some pictures of Mogadishu before, but it was worse in person. Huge parts of town was ruined from the bombing. I knew it was going to be very dangerous, but I still went. I first visited the Union Mosque, which holds the Eid festival. It had been destroyed too. I then visited the Bakara Market. I was strictly told not to wander around, but I didn't want to waste my trip. After the market, I decided it was time to leave. My last stop on my African vacation is Timbuktu. This is an ancient city in Mali. The population was around 54,000 people in 2009. And when I arrived, I decided to go see some priceless historical artifacts. I visited the Djigirabur Mosque. Its design is accredited to Abu S. Haq S. Sali and was built in 1327. He paid 40,000 mithqals, which is African money, of gold to build this. I then had to end my trip there. I was miss Africa so much. I packed up my things and sadly drove to the airport. This flight cost me $1,000, and my flight was around 16 hours. My flight was also about 9,000 miles too. But it was fine because I could go over all the pictures that I took of my amazing vacation in Africa. I'm now going to go over all the places I went. My first stop on my wonderful African vacation was Cape Town. As you know, my next stop was the Kalahari Desert. I then had ventured off to CHOBE National Park. I had a wonderful time there too, like all the other places I had visited. I then headed off to Victoria Falls, one of the most famous 7 natural wonders of the world. Next, I went to KIBALE National Park. It was wonderful there to see all the chimpanzees and their way of life. I had then traveled to Nairobi, which was one of the more interesting places to see. There was wealthiness and poorness there, like 2 totally different places to go. I had then traveled to Mogadishu, and it was a really bad time to visit. They were in the middle of war, and it was very dangerous to go there, but I still did. And to wrap up my amazing vacation movie, I will tell you about the last place I visited, Timbuktu. It was amazing to see old historical architecture. And finally, here's the route I took to each stop of my African vacation.